Hey everyone, welcome to another Cats and Rats After Dark. I'm your host, Kirby Lupo, joined alongside my co-host, Cody Stevens, and Nick Levine, our producer, Caesar. You can't see him today, but he's behind the scenes. I think he's going to be helping us out on the operations side. We do have a guest to get to, but gentlemen, before we do that, anything to comment on this big Panthers win Saturday night here against the Dallas Stars?
Well, we needed it badly. We needed 2 points some way, somehow. At this point, with the way the team is right now, I'm gonna do my best. Not like it's just we got to get the 2 points. It really doesn't matter how or how many. Just gotta get them.
I think we knew this was going to be a tough year, considering what we were up against. I think we're managing it the best we can so far. Obviously, there's still some left to be desired, but considering how well we've managed it and players haven't played their best, or it's been a little bit of a rough start for some guys, I can't say anything that I'm pretty pleased with how we've played. We got to keep going here, obviously.
Hey,
Barkov ain't walking through that door anytime soon, so just keep it up here.
Hey, at least 9 got on the score sheet.
9 had us tonight. I've always believed in us.
He had us for the third goal of the game, which Nick says we need to get to that magic number 3, so we got to the 3 first.
Yeah, and that's really, we've been losing a lot of those 3-2 games. We've been on the wrong side of them, so it's kind of imperative that we do that. Obviously, you take a look at the games we've won this year. First game against Chicago, I believe it was a 3-2 win. Second game against Philadelphia was 2-1. You blow out Ottawa 6-2. Final game against Boston, you get 4 goals. Then you take a look, obviously, Vegas last Saturday, 3-0. And then tonight it's 4-3, but you had 3 plus the 1 shootout goal. But you're kind of seeing here, and again, if you were able to buy that goal in overtime against Anaheim, you win 3-2. Shot into the gap here. And as you know,
World Series game.
I feel
we're gonna do our best to stay on top of it, but this is Game 7.
Yeah, this is Game 7. But I mean, you take a look at some of the games that have been left that we've lost, and you know, it's just that extra goal. We talked on the podcast, Kirby, with the work. We're averaging less than 2.5 goals per game. I think we need to just get to that magic numbers 3. If you get there, then the way our goaltending is playing, we're gonna be all right. 3-2 hockey games is what we win.
But anyway, let's introduce our guest for the evening.
Welcome.
Why is it on me?
Biringer, I don't know why it's on you.
What the heck?
Which one of you morons misclicked?
Not me.
I wasn't even touching the thing.
Is it Caesar behind the scenes?
I'm not Jim Biringer, by the way. Yeah, he is.
No, but I am.
He is.
But first off,
Whatever way I'm pointing.
Jim at Nick, make some jokes.
I gotta post this comment right here. Jose, the goal knows, baby. Yes, sir.
No, we are going to stay on topic because I have all of our topics set up here.
It's a comment in the chat. I'm posting.
I know, but we're going to start Florida Panthers centric here, aren't we, Jim?
Yes, we are. I think we are. Yeah, I think we need to, right? I mean,
yes.
I think we have to. We've been talking about it all week. You know, you guys had a great guest on talking about it. I think we need to stay there because I think the Florida Panthers will be making a move when? Who knows?
Any day now?
Could be any day now. I'm gonna push I'm gonna pull a Magic Johnson. They'll make a trade at some point. Yep. You know, they'll make a trade at some point and they'll look for a left shot defenseman. And obviously Jamie Alexiak, Mario Ferraro, circle those 2 names because I think those are the 2 guys that they're really looking at. Especially Alexiak for what he's done in the playoffs, especially if you look at his time in Dallas, what he brings to Seattle. UFA at the end of the year, it just makes sense considering they don't really probably want to bring in guys with term unless you're going a little younger that want to fit into this team.
Yeah. And
what do you guys think with the Sabrango coming into the lineup?
Well, I actually looked at the box score quickly before we came on. He played 15:56 of ice time, so kind of a little bit more than what Balinskis had been playing. You know, we had talked about that number 6 defensive position. I think one of the main takeaways tonight are obviously it's his first game, so you can't judge too much off of that, right? But was very solid. I really didn't even notice him, which is a positive for a depth defenseman like that.
That's what you want. That's what you
want.
You don't want to notice the guy unless he's doing something really good. But if he's really bad, that's when and you're talking about him every other shift. That's no good.
And Jim, just to take a look at what Uvis Balinskis was playing over the last couple games, 12-17, 13-28, 14-27, 11-58. He had, and then against Buffalo, we were down 3-0 in the second period, 18-53. But before that, against New Jersey, 9-35. So, I mean, averaging around 13 and a half minutes a night there, and that's obviously not good enough. What you want to see from a depth defenseman is around 15, 16 minutes, which what he was able to provide. And, I was pretty happy with him tonight, but I don't know if that's the long-term solution.
Listen, he's good enough to get you around for right now. You see, look, give the kid a little bit of run, see what he's got or whatever. But if you heard Paul Maurice say he'd be available for this weekend, you knew he was going to be in the game.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to try him. And Cody, I think, and people could disagree with this, I think he kind of this is guy obviously with some value. I mean, he was traded to Ottawa in the Biringer deal, so obviously has some value. He's only 23 years old. I liked how he played against us a couple of weeks back, the first week of the season when he was on Ottawa. I think it's a guy that's in a battle with Balinskis for that number 7 defense spot right now.
I mean, he looked good. He looked good. Sorry, Kirby. I just want to say I did look at some of the game, watch the condensed little version of it, and I just focused in on him a little bit, and I liked what he bring. Again, we talked about this last week when I was on. We've talked about through the spaces as well. You got to find a mesh with your bottom 6 defensemen when a guy goes out of the lineup, and you have to see what you have internally or externally in this matter, because you have to find help and you have to have the depth and you have to develop players and you have to give them trust. And if you trust them and they trust you, maybe Biringer could be an answer. Again, it's one game. You don't want to overreact to just one game. You want to give it a couple of more games. Maybe give him, if he plays 10 games and he looks good in 10 games, maybe you have something there.
Yeah, I think you got to give him that bigger sample size on the positive side and on the negative side. Now, Cody, I was the one that mentioned on that Jameson Olive tweet when he was talking to Paul Maurice about Biringer coming to lineup, and it wasn't going to be for Petrie, it was going to be for Uvis Balinskis, and some people were upset with that. They're like, why wouldn't Petrie come to lineup? That's not how the team operates, number one. And number two, you got to look at that left and right side shot. We don't have a guy like Kulikov who can play both sides.
And I thought Petrie was really solid tonight, Kirby. I mean, you mentioned that.
I think it was a lot closer to what it looked like when Kulikov was in the lineup.
Yeah, and what's funny is I see a couple Panther fans like, well, Petrie looked good with Kulikov, but I don't like him with Balinskis. Huh. There's a reason for this.
Yes, exactly. There's a reason for this. Again, again, Kirby loves this when I say this, and this is kind of my go-to phrase. Are you guys watching? Do you guys watch? Like, do you guys watch? Like, there's like this covers. Yeah, you guys want to win? But my favorite is, do you guys watch? Like, do you watch? Like, and it applies.
Well, they forget what they saw at the beginning of the year, and that bottom pairing was not a disaster.
Because Jim, let's take a trip down memory lane, because we didn't quite know you last year at the start of the year, maybe around the deadline. That's when we got to know you a little bit better. But Nate Schmidt at the start of last year was a train wreck.
He wasn't even the lineup opening night.
I mean, he was the worst defenseman in the Panthers preseason, and it wasn't even close. And half of the fan base wanted him cut. And he started off the year. He had a rough start to the year. You want to know who his partner was?
Balinskis. There you go. Done. There it is.
As Kirby likes to call him, Mr. Popcorn Boy, Adam Boqvist was also on that pair.
Adam Boqvist, that's right.
But
I wanted to mention Mario Ferraro's name. That's the name I mentioned on the podcast. I think he'd be a good fit, and I think that would be a good partner with Jeff Petrie.
Yeah,
and then Kulikov.
But I don't know. Ferraro to me is like a higher price tag, because I truly think he can get a first-round pick at the deadline this year.
You think he's higher than Alexiak? Because me and Nick were talking.
I think he is.
I think you can get Alexiak potentially for a second or a third, and I think Ferraro's definitely getting it first.
Yeah, because Alexiak, the Kraken have wanted to get rid of Alexiak now for about a year. like this is nothing new or whatever. Alexiak has been like kind of like on the way out of Seattle ever since last year.
Who was the defenseman they moved last year to make room for Mahura? Because I know Mahura was their 7th to start last year. Didn't they move a defenseman early on last year?
They did,
They moved Borgen in the
Borgen, that's who it was. So
which I thought was surprising at the time.
they moved off of Will Borgen
because they liked what they saw to Riker Evans.
Riker Evans, and then they really liked Mahura. So you take a look at that blue line now. They brought in Ryan Lindgren over the offseason. They seem to be pretty pleased with him. And now you take a look at this defense core. Obviously, the main guys are Montour and Dunn, but
Adam Larson's still there.
Adam Larson's also there. So with Lindgren there, there's not really anything left for Jamie Alexiak to do. I mean, was a really key part of their run when they beat Colorado a couple of years ago. I was telling Kirby keeps forgetting this, Jim. He wanted to Stanley Cup final with Dallas against Tampa.
I mean, he's played. I mean, he's a good, solid defenseman. I mean, you bring him in. I mean, it's not going to be a cheap price. Good player. Like and again, it gives you not only the lefty righty, but it gives you options for guys if guys need time off. And if Sebrango plays well, you can have the depth starts to build up. And then say when Kulikov comes back and he needs some time, some reps, you have an NHL defenseman in there ready to go if Kulikov needs some days off and stuff. That's the type of player they're going to look to bring in.
Yeah, but the one thing with Alexiak, $4.6 million in the cap hit.
Wow, so they can make ways around that thing.
Yeah, and so, but the one thing I'm gonna say now is, if the Panthers do make a trade for a 70 or for another defenseman or whatever to kind of get through this little rut, Balinskis is going back the other way. That's automatic in my head.
I would agree with that.
You would probably have to think, that would probably
I think Balinskis is going the other way.
Unless they roll with. I guess there's a roster limit now, but there's no cap constraint now because you have so much money out of the lineup.
What are you guys saying with Sebrango, though? Would they put him? He goes through waivers, goes down to Charlotte. That's an option.
No, because he didn't get. No, because he probably would get claimed off of waivers if he played well.
Claimed?
No. You think Ottawa would reclaim him?
Somebody might claim. Somebody might claim him.
Yeah.
I wonder how they feel on that if they see kind of like, he's okay in those 10 games, say. And then they trust Juvis Balinskis because of what he's built in. What's the move there if they're bringing in another defenseman? Because, again, I don't think they're Petrie.
I think I agree with you, Kirby, there, because Balinskis has played, we played 75, 80 games for us last year, played a new number of playoff games. He's at around 100 games for us over the last 2 years. Maurice really likes him.
The organization likes him.
You would kind of think a guy who knows the systems, played 100 games with their franchise, has even played at multiple playoff games for you over the last number of years, the familiarity would probably draw them to Balinskis a little bit more.
Now, that's what Jim's saying, or maybe Cody might be saying. I don't want to put words in your guys' mouth, but if the asking price is Juvis Balinskis and a pick or something, well.
But here's the thing with Balinskis. Maurice doesn't trust him.
Yeah, I don't get that. I mean,
ice time. There's no familiarity. There's you could say familiarity, but look at the ice time. Maurice,
even coming into the year, Cody, me included, but we were both pretty complimentary of how Balinskis had played last year in the playoffs. And I'm not saying it was tremendous, but he did a very nice job, of a solid seventh defenseman.
I think they need to bring in somebody to push him because I think from the play I've seen from him, he looks complacent because of, hey, I'm here. I did it last year. I don't really have to push myself. And I think there's a little bit of that going on. And I think Maurice, the way he's operating is he needs to put the best lineup out there to win. And if you're a step below what you were last year and you think you look complacent, he's going to replace you.
Yeah.
Else, gentlemen, before we move along?
I mean, another Alexiak's one name. Another name I would probably keep an eye on, and this is a guy on a team on the downswing or whatever, and they need to make room in their lineup a bit for a younger guy. I'm looking I'm not saying this could be a possibility here. I think Jake Bean out of Calgary could also be another option there.
Could be an option. He's a good player. I like it.
Cheaper on the salary option. I think 1.175 or something like that, or 1.75 something.
Yeah,
along
cheap.
Those lines.
And if Calgary retains some money, it's under $1 million. solid.
And it's for 1 year, 750, like whatever.
Are you saying you're hearing something on that, Cody? You're throwing this name out there. What are you saying?
I think it's when you look at like all of it as a whole, I think it's definitely a possibility because they're trying to make room for Parekh. Like I think they're trying to get Zane Parekh in the lineup as much as they can right now, especially with them not playing well.
Right.
Yeah,
they want him in the lineup, but again, he didn't play today.
Jake Bean really a huge upgrade over Uvis Balinskis, honestly.
I think he is.
I mean, moderate upgrade. I mean,
look, man, you just need someone not to freaking piss themselves on a forecheck. That's all you need.
Yeah,
really.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
that's
I mean, I think based off previously, I think they would kind of maybe opt for more of a veteran option. But I do think Jake Bean again.
He is a veteran.
I can't believe that. I
He's
mean, that's like
27. Like,
is he that old? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's bounced around a little bit.
Like,
how many games has he played in the NHL? Probably hasn't even hit 250.
That I gotta look up here, but
I'm looking at Uvis Balinskis last year. 76 games, he had 18 points, averaged just under 15 minutes a night. Jim, you said it. Like he was a mainstay in the lineup last year and was a solid depth defenseman on a Stanley Cup winning team.
He was so good for them in the playoffs, and it's just like complacency sometimes. It gets in your head. You think, okay, here we go. It's my spot no matter what. You got to still earn that spot.
I mean, the value we've gotten out of him, over 100 games for us, playoff time. I mean, it's been a very value-based signing, but
Bean is at 271 games played.
Yeah, I don't know. I would prefer somebody a little bit more established. I know.
But here's the thing: we're looking for a 7, not a 6.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
whoever we're getting here is on the bench when Kulikov comes back. So that's why
Jamie Alexiak, Cody, won't be on the bench
I'd rather play Petrie over him.
I don't buy the fans that are telling me, my co-host, people in the community saying you move Mikkola down to bottom pairing.
You're not moving. Well, that's why you almost look. That's why you go around and I know we have other stuff to talk about, but that's why you go around. And you look at like Detroit's got guys like Gustafsson and guys like that. I know people are not high on him, but guys that can be a 7th guy can sit. You want those guys that can come in there and play,
Yeah, but of course they want a $5 billion bottom pairing defense, and when we already have an $8 million third line center. So I mean,
look, obviously, and he won't move. He would be a good addition, but he's not moving off of Carolina, which is Mike Riley. That's not happening.
No, we already tried him here. So
yeah,
like he didn't work out. So then again, we didn't give him any run, to be honest. But on the docket here, Jacob Markstrom signing a 2-year extension with the New Jersey Devils worth $12 million, which equals a $6 million AAV. I'm gonna be dead honest. New Jersey had no choice in this matter because
unless you talk to the fan base, they did.
I mean, I guess they didn't learn from the Akira Schmid, Vitek Vanacek, who the hell, Nico Dawes experiment.
I
mean, I don't know if you can throw Dawes in that experiment. I think
there's
it was
a third one. I just can't remember.
Yeah, it is Dawes. Dawes was there.
No.
It was who was it that year? No, who was the backup in 23 when they went? It was.
That's what he named them all.
It was Dawes, Vanacek, Schmid was there, and Schmid came in and played really well in the playoffs.
Allen wasn't there yet. He was.
Allen came in the following year. Same with Kakinen. But what happened was, the Devils get to the second round. Their goaltending gets exposed, but they decide to roll with it because Vanacek had 40 wins. The Devils play great defense. But who did they lose on defense that year? Was Ryan Graves and Damon Severson. So your defense got weaker. You asked young players to do things that they shouldn't be doing, and you take a step back. Now you go get Markstrom. Plays well. Defense plays well in front of him. Had injuries last year. Okay, he's not off to the best of starts. Well, you know what? Sometimes when you're negotiating a contract, you focus on that and not on your game, i.e. Lane Hudson in Montreal. Look at the kid play now after his first couple of games. Everybody who goes through these contract extensions talks during the beginning of the year, they finally start playing well. Markstrom's playing, as we speak right now, playing really well for New Jersey and shutting up a lot of critics. and they didn't have a choice. The Tom Fitzgerald, if people listen to Tom Fitzgerald and listen to what these guys have to say, he was rolling with this tandem. These guys feed off each other so well. It's not even funny. But
Tim, the guys that didn't believe in Markstrom, it's like you want to be what the past Devils were or what you want them to become.
Because everybody's living in the moment because Jake Allen's playing well. Jake Allen is playing well and covering a lot of Devils deficiencies defensively because the Devils were still giving pucks away, still giving up high danger chances. And yes, Nico Daws played great against Minnesota. Jake Allen stood on his head since Markstrom hasn't been there. Markstrom was actually coming into his own before he got hurt in that Columbus game. He played really well in that third period to come in as a sub for Jake Allen. Then he got hurt. And then
I know Cody's an Allen guy, but Allen Dawes, to me, that's not a championship.
No, it's not. Not with that defense.
Why do you keep calling me an Allen guy?
Because you always have been. You used to yell at me on our post games all the time. I know he's
because I yell at you because you get confused. I wanted him as a backup for this reason.
Yeah, he's a good backup.
Starter, but you're an Allen guy. But I don't even think you would think, Cody, that Allen Dawes combination's good enough.
Oh no, but here's the thing, like people like this is the same thing. It's like remember Panthers game 5 versus Boston. People wanted to go back to Alex Lyon, but you're like no, Bobrovsky now. Like
and he comes up and he came up with the big save on Marchand at the end of the period. In game 5, and
Marchand forget Alex Lyon letting that bad goal to Brad Marchand.
And that guy Marchand really hasn't done much since that save, right?
I guess not. Apparently not.
6 goals in the 25 Cup final.
Yeah, look. Jacob Markstrom is also making the same amount of money that he is now. People need to realize that. Calgary is eating 31.25% of a 6x6.
Do they forget that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure where the problem is. Worst case scenario.
There is no problem because it's a 2-year deal at $6 million. The Devils.
If it doesn't work out, it's not impossible to move.
No, but also the Devils are, and I've told this to Kirby, and I've said this to a lot of people. They are in a win now mode. They need solid goaltending. Markstrom and Allen gives you that. You want to trade Dougie? Don't want to extend Markstrom? Fine. You want to lose and not make the playoffs with that defense? Go.
They can't do what San Jose's doing, or you could even say Chicago. They can't. They're in a
they're in a win now mode. Markstrom and Allen give you the best chance to win hockey games. It also helps, and Panthers fans will know this, and a lot of teams know this. When you play good defensively in front of your goaltender, it helps your goaltender.
And especially if you play well in front of a good goaltender.
Right.
Like it's because here's the thing, because this is why it's so big, because it's a mental mountain.
Right.
Because not only are you thinking, oh, how the hell are we going to get through this defense? But then you're thinking, well, shit, we got to get through this defense and then we got to beat him. And it's like, and that's exactly what the Panthers have done with Bob ever since Bob is like, revived himself ever since the 21-22 year.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. And listen, goaltending like juice runs out. Look at Andrew Hammond, ran out in the playoffs. Keith Kincaid, a name that you guys know very well, ran out in the playoffs. Like,
I still think like in the first game against Tampa, he played really well. One mistake by Pat Maroon in the middle of the ice just hurt the Devils.
I still hate that year because we should have been in instead of you guys. We would have gave Tampa a lot more fits.
But look, I agree with you, Cody, because Markstrom can make. You can't ask your goaltender to make saves 4 and 5 and 6. He can make 1, 2, 3, but the defense better be there for 4, 5, and 6.
And he was against Carolina.
And he was against Carolina.
I mean, they left him out.
They left him out there. Look,
but
they
guys were hurt to hell.
I think one of the things is
you guys could do there.
When you look at it's just a stability. He's a solid veteran at the very worst, and I mean his ceiling, if he can find it, which you see veteran goalies kind of go in and out of that sometimes. But you take a look what he did the first round against Carolina, where New Jersey, Jim, You know
just
this.
got their
The roster, they just had no chance. I mean,
but even if everybody's healthy, I still think Carolina wipes the floor with them.
yeah, I think there's a lot of
Carolina
other.
matched up really well in that match.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think you're getting stability in net, and I think, I mean, good goaltending, solid goaltending is hard to find in the league in this league.
And the Devils were trying to find it for how many years?
For a long time, and I don't think you give
Ever since
you
Brodeur
shouldn't give up
retired.
that easily.
Yeah, well, I mean, they wasted Corey Schneider's best years.
Yeah.
They wasted those years to a T. Look, I agree with everybody, what everybody's saying. Markstrom, Allen is solid. You can't refine, and then you build depth and you wait for your young guys to come and do what Montreal's doing, waiting for Fowler, letting guys develop. They have that Igor kid down in that MPU. Let him develop, because if you rush a young goaltender, what we're seeing in Buffalo, sometimes it backfires.
Matter of fact, I think there was a rumor out that he requested out. So that's going to be interesting to hear now with that. And for those who don't know, we're talking, it's Devin Levi, former Panthers draft pick. You guys know him well. That's how we got Sam Reinhart. But
We have a chance to do the funniest thing in the fucking world.
imagine him as a 3-goalie, Kirby. Would you like that?
We have a chance to get through the funniest thing in the fucking world if we get that guy back.
But Marty Necas, aka the light switch, in my opinion, I would not have given him that contract. But hey, the Avs have no choice. They have inked Martin Necas to an 8-year, $11.5 AAV contract. And next one, and the last
it's 11.5. I thought it was 10.
11.5.
Oh, wow.
So
$92 million man, who, by the way, scored 41 seconds into the game on Friday and 30 seconds into the game today.
Today it looked like a power play goal, but that's because of the brilliance of Cale Makar.
But
that guy is a generational defenseman.
I mean, he's.
I was like, are they on a power play to start this game? Nope.
He's probably one of the best leading defensemen of all time.
Ever.
But that's what makes Marty Necas look good when you're playing with McKinnon and Makar out there. So some of these numbers can get a little inflated.
But the back end argument on that is he had 55 points in Carolina before the trade.
But I have 2 words for you, Jim. Contract year.
No, he had just signed.
Oh, that's true.
That bridge deal with Carolina and came out and wanted to prove to Rod Brindamore and to Eric Tulsky that he was worth more money and he could play a top 6 role. Now, again, go ahead.
When you take a look at Carolina, like a lot of complaints about them being able to have high levels of scoring. Take a look. Marty Necas has probably done it best in that Rod Brindamore system out of anybody there. Take a look. Sebastian Aho, Andrei Svechnikov. Now you have Logan Stank.
I thought Svechnikov did good till the injury.
Yeah. Even Mikko Rantanen for the very brief stint he was there. Nobody has scored at the clip that Marty Necas has in a very difficult system. Now you could talk about the playoffs and how the scoring dries up. But when you have Nathan McKinnon and Cale Makar and Valeri Nichushkin, you have Gabe Landeskog further down your lineup. You have the depth now to kind of supplement that. Look, Marty Necas, he isn't Mikko Rantanen, clearly.
No.
But a lot of people forget he wanted $14 million. Mikko Rantanen, he was holding up a trade to the Stars because he wanted to get more money. And he's like, you know what? I'll just take the $12 million. I want to get out of Carolina. That was the holdup. Remember, Elliot Friedman had reported the night before he's going to Dallas. There was that holdup on trade deadline day. Well, there's some contract discussions.
It was the contract because the package was already confirmed. Like it was like the 2 firsts and Stankoven.
Yeah, but also it was Jim Nill putting his foot down, saying you're signing an 8-year extension or we're not trading for you.
Yeah,
Jim, do you think it's going to be a mistake for Carolina like it was for Jay Gensel and obviously Mikko Rantanen? He didn't fit there, but is it going to be a big, colossal mistake that they moved him out as well?
Well, I think it was a mistake that they didn't trust Marty Necas and got it into he threw shade on it a little bit during his press conference the other day. He didn't come out and say it was contentious, but he just wanted a hug, and he's glad that he's in a place where people trust him. And I think that's shade at Carolina. And I've said this with other people shameless plug, who've been on my podcast. Kirby, you've been there. I want to get the other guys on as well. who've said maybe it's time that Carolina starts changing their system up so they can keep these types of players. And their system for guys that they've brought in, i.e. Nikolai Ehlers, that system isn't working for high-skilled guys that want the puck and move the puck and do all that stuff. It just doesn't fit certain guys. And shame on Eric Tulsky and the Carolina Hurricanes for quote-unquote saying that they had been working on that deal in the summer. If that's very accurate and that's what you're telling everybody, shame on you for not knowing Mikko Rantanen wasn't a fit for your system.
That's the dumbest thing in the world. And like, it was like, I don't care they got Stan Coven out of it, but they probably have the worst player in the whole deal, the whole stratosphere of the deal. They got the worst player. I don't care if they got the 2 first or whatever. They can blow it at the deadline, whatever the case may be. But they got the worst player. I mean, I like Stan Coven. I like him. But is he better than Rantanen or Necas?
No.
I would say hell to the no.
He's not. No, he's not.
It's not even close.
But he fits this system because he's actually been playing pretty well for the Hurricanes this year.
He fits it perfectly. But the thing is, like,
is it going to prevent them from running into the same problem they've been running into the last number of years? The answer is no. I mean, what do you think Stan Coven's ceiling is point-wise? 55, 60 points?
Around there.
That? I mean, around there. I mean, he's a playmaker. He's not going to score a ton of goals.
His ceiling to me is Brendan Gallagher.
Yeah,
30,
I mean,
30.
Look, I don't know if they should change the system because I'm very high on Rod Brindamore. When Rod Brindamore got there, the change was immediate. I mean, you take a look at some of these rosters, and I'm not trying to, say you're completely off base, Jim. I do think there is something there. But you take a look, if there's another coach in Carolina with some of the rosters they've had, you're making a case they're fighting for a wild card spot.
No, I agree with that to a point, but I'm saying if you want high-skilled players to come there and play, at some point you're going to have to adapt to the high-skilled players and not ask them to do all this, dumping, possession. Yeah. At some point, high-skilled players want to make plays with the puck. Carolina's system doesn't allow them to do it. Marty Necas is in a system that allows him for his skill to show off. Look, they didn't want to go through the Rantanen situation again. They knew once the Cooley contract was signed, once Kyle Connor got paid, that was the number. They couldn't. That's where they had to go. They know what's next with Cale Makar. They know it's coming. They know, and again, we'll see what Cale Makar does. Everybody says, like we heard with Connor McDavid, he can take all his money. I believe he's going to take a little bit of a haircut to allow the Avs to remain competitive in this window.
Yeah, for me, the number for Makar, I think, is 14, 13.
I think so. I think so, too. I think that's the number.
I think around 13, this number just came to me. I'm not even 13.6, as I actually think.
He'll go a million. So go a million more than McKinnon, and that's
13.6 is what I think.
But on the Adrian Kempe front, this guy could get 13 if Nature's
they gotta get him. They gotta get him signed right now.
I was talking to some people in LA.
They're not worried, I don't think.
No, I mean, look.
Are they?
If you talk to some of the people, they need to get Kempe signed. A lot of people are scratching their heads at why this isn't done. You lost Gabrikov. I think the locker room was mad about it because they wanted him to stay. And no one knows why it wasn't done because of the contract that he signed in New York. You could have easily signed that in LA. Kempe needs to get what Nature's got. I personally think the way Mass works, I think he'll fall somewhere between Kyle Connor and Marty Necas.
Yeah, honestly, I could see him being above those two guys. Because when I watched LA in the playoffs, he jumps off the damn screen.
He's their best player.
He jumps off the screen. He had what?
Other guys, not so much.
He had what? 6 goals, 10 points in that series. It
was this.
Oh yeah.
Look, he wants to stay. They want him to stay. They're trying to work this thing out.
They have to.
Doughty's getting older. Kopitar's gone after this year.
Kopitar's gone. You cannot lose. You cannot lose Kempe because the Devils are playing the Kings right now.
2-0 last time I saw.
Right. The Kings offensively, outside of Kempe, is – I mean, I know they have 20-something shots on goal right now,
32-19 is what the shots are in favor
All right,
of
they have
LA.
32 shots on goal right now. The Devils' defense is, and I think they had a couple of power plays. So, but the Devils' defense is giving up way too
They
many
didn't want
shots.
to re-sign Markstrom, by the way.
Right,
30
exactly.
saves.
Brant
Exactly.
Clark and Corey Perry have 10 of them. Oh my
Right.
gosh.
So
But-
again, they don't have anything outside of Kempe. I think it comes under 12. Me personally, would I be shocked if it's more than 12? No, but I don't think they're gonna put him in that Draisaitl level of winger.
But I think Kempe is extremely underrated. And by the way, Jim Hiller, look up here, you freaking moron. Play Brant Clark more.
Yes. I love Brian Clark, by the way. Good dude.
Every
Good kid.
defenseman the other day had 22 plus minutes, except for Brant Clark. You know who's the only freaking defenseman who had a point that night?
Brian Clark.
Brant Clark.
And you know, the one thing I could say, Jim, you just said they could have signed Gavrikov. They spent the money on Dumoulin and CC. I mean, you kind of go through your mind about what was stopping him from signing Gavrikov and going and getting a league minimum veteran defenseman.
Again, Kenny Holland was coming in. I guess they didn't really have the relationship. But again, players were scratching their heads. They wanted to keep the guy. The guy wanted to be there. Same with Kempe. Kempe wants to be there. Team wants to keep him. Why isn't this done? What is so hard about this? New Jersey, Markstrom wants to be there. By the way, this is my whole point again, and I think this will tie into a Calgary point somewhere if we talk about him.
Yeah, we can just add that there. No, go ahead.
Look, this is why, and I know a lot of people want to get on my case about this, but I've talked to players and agents and scouts and this and that around the league. When a player waives his no trade clause or wants to go to a place and signs there or gets traded there, whatever, and then the team moves him out, that gets spread around the league. And players are like, I'm not sure I want to go there. Vegas is a different element, and everybody knows it. But a case like New Jersey, Markstrom waives his no trade clause to go there. Dougie Hamilton signs there. These are players that wanted to come to the team to help the team win. If the team moves off of those players, what does that message send to the rest of the league?
So why is Vegas different, Jim? And I don't know if you can answer that. That could be the $1 million question. Is because they were a new expansion, a new franchise, and nothing was implemented or set there, and that's what the tone was from the start?
Because the tone from the start is we want to win. That was the tone. Bill Foley and Kelly McCrimmon are in the winning business. They're not in the hockey business. But when they trade for guys, certain guys that go there, like the Mark Stones and the Petrangelos and the Marners, those guys are probably going to be there for a while. Same with Hurdle, like guys like that. But like a couple guys that just come in for a cup of coffee are out the door in Vegas. All right.
Well, even how they handled the Marc-Andre Fleury situation.
Max Pacioretty, I think that was a cap dump purely, but still.
Cap dump.
They regret that trade mightily because of who they gave up.
Right. And I think if they could go back on it, I think they would try to re-sign Jonathan Marchessault if they could. Like, I think legitimately, if you ask them, I think they just didn't want to give him the extra year. I think
that's the first time their fan base and their media was heartbroken.
Yeah, that was like
terrible.
Yeah.
And for Panther fans, this is why Bill Zito's so highly touted around the league. Because I can give you guys an example. 21-22 President's Trophy year, we had no room for Frank Vetrano in the lineup.
Nope.
He's a top 9 guy playing a 4th line role. But instead of sending him to hell in Siberia somewhere, they send him to New York, a chance to win in a contract year, whatever the case may be.
They went
to the conference finals.
finals.
They actually got further than us.
I mean, well, they deserve to be there further than us. I mean, that's another story.
Yeah.
But it's that token. Like, Zito likes to treat his players with respect around the league because that goes around the league.
Right, exactly.
Like, it's just. And by the way, Vladislav Gavrikov scored his first goal with the New York Rangers tonight. Just want to point that out.
Why do you want to point that out?
Because we were talking about him earlier. So against Kirby Seattle Kraken too.
Look, I just think that's why this whole Kadri thing in Calgary, he wants to be there, and until he tells the team he doesn't want to be there, He's not going anywhere right now. Like, and I saw the thing you sent in the group chat from Eric McLemore. Like, somebody asked me about that over the summer about Kadri. I said, yeah, he's a great fit in Montreal, but what are you giving up to get him? You're giving up your future, and they don't want to take a step back. They're driving hard to be a consistent playoff team. And by the way, they have a kid named Michael Haig who's going to be really good and is going to be really good in that lineup.
That's the trade chip piece that seems to be circling.
They don't want to move him.
But you're gonna have to make a move to get somebody, because here's the thing, because learn from Florida with Henrik Borgstrom. If you can make a move with these prospects and you can get a guy, because we could have had Pacioretty or Mark Stone, you better make the damn move.
But it better be the prospect that still has value, but may not be fitting into your system in the future. Because a guy like Michael Haig, when they've picked him in Vegas, when I was there for that, everybody said that's such a great draft pick. He's going to be perfect in Montreal. But you don't move a player like that.
But anyway, are we ready to move on to?
Yeah, anything else that Jim has for us before we let him go? Because I know he couldn't hang with us.
So,
I think we kept him for a little long. Anything else, Jim?
No, I mean, game's fine. Game's been fun. Oh, by the way, Nashville, play your young guys, dude. Like, come on. Like, come on.
Don't get rid of some of your young guys.
Yeah. Don't get rid of your young guys. Play your young guys. Matthew Wood, 3 points in 2 games. I'm just saying.
But you know what? I want to do this while Jim is here.
Please do, because I can't for the life of me figure it the fuck out.
SFU trash can of the week.
It's time, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Any guesses before we continue?
No, I had enough last night. I couldn't fucking figure it out.
Hold on, I got the thing here. Cody, we got to make a thing for it. You got to talk.
It's look, we'll figure it out. Just been working, so.
Okay, anyways.
But
Evan Bouchard.
Kirby, any?
I'm fucking waiting.
I don't know. I said
Ryan thought it was hilarious, so I don't really.
Earlier in the week,
But remember, I lied to Nick about one of the questions he asked.
It's not even a fucking hockey player, is it?
It is a hockey player, but he's not active anymore. The FSU Trash Can Player of the Week is Mr. Ryan Kessler.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't thinking.
And for what reason? May ask.
I kind of know the reasons.
Kessler. Let's not get arrested, buddy. We got to keep things under wraps here. And look, I already know you're a piece of trash on the ice, but I guess it's good to know you're a piece of trash off the ice as well.
Does this go to your Vancouver Canucks connections? Because I heard things about him before, but I was like, I never liked him as a player. But
that was not who I was expecting. That is not at all what I was thinking. I mean,
nope.
No.
Let's just say, I guess I could read it off because it's not controversial. He got charged, but I don't care. According criminal complaint, both counts. Ryan Kessler engaged in sexual contact with a 16-year-old. That's the reason why he's FSU Trash Can Player of the Week.
Man,
I should probably burn this to the ground, but
wow,
nothing will beat Ryan Kessler for FSU Trash Can.
And wasn't he just coaching minor hockey himself?
I have no idea. I don't care. I hope he never coaches again.
Wow. Well, you were right. I mean, I did not guess that.
I did not. I thought you were going to go Evan Bouchard for that effort on that goal, but
no. Once I saw that on Twitter, like last week, I'm like, he's it.
Come on.
Don't care.
So I'll go with that.
Look, it's a good pick, is it not?
I have no comment on the situation. Wasn't there? And if it's your SFU Trash Can of the Week, I have no comment on it.
Hey, Kirby, I told you were not going to expect this one.
I didn't know. I did not think that.
No.
I didn't know all the details there, but now I do. So,
hey, gives you more reason. I told you he's not a Kirby guy.
And I was never a Ryan Kessler guy. I'd like to separate the stuff from on the off ice, but yeah, I was never
Nah.
Kessler.
We should probably move to the ad break, guys.
But anyway, but as we say goodbye to Jim, let's hear a word from our sponsor.
Bye.
Panthers fever is here. Are you geared up? Caneswear in Davie is the place for all your Florida Panthers needs. They have the latest gear for our favorite NHL team. Jerseys, polos, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, and more. Caneswear has you covered. Stop by their store in Davie or at pantherswear.com. Again, that's pantherswear, WEAR.com for all your Panthers gear.
Do we have some housekeeping items here first, Cody? Nick, because Cody, you're supposed to get something ready for me with Caesar.
Yeah, but I need.
I don't even know what this is.
Caesar?
I got it. I already have it. Timeout. Okay. I got 2 remaining. A word from our other sponsor, Jeremy Beckham with Next Home Treasure Coast. Panther fans in South Florida need real estate out? Check out Jeremy Beckham with Next Home Treasure Coast. It's a boutique service with a personal touch. Jeremy the team put humans over houses, working hard for you, whether you're buying or selling. Ready to move? Hit up BeckSellsFLA.com or call 772-475-5371 now. You'll be glad you did.
Thank you. And one more.
I don't know why Kirby's smiling. I have no clue what's about to happen.
Because I've been setting something up all week for this.
I don't even know the context of this. So this is going to be interesting. I don't even know which one to put first.
Do we have any other housekeeping items?
The one do not share the Halloween one first, Cody. Save that one for last. You can go whatever order you want. Do you have 4 guys there? Yes, I have 4 guys.
Okay, perfect. So Cody, I guess we'll get to the other housekeeping items. This is our new segment. We'll get maybe a music or graphic.
I wish I had been alerted to this.
You wanted a segment this year because you said Cody had his segment, and I've been working on this all year. These are the Nick's ride or die guys. We're going to show you an image. Nick's going to describe, does he want to ride with this guy or does he want to throw this guy off the bloody cliff?
All right, I like it.
All right, the first guy up, this man right here, Miles Wood.
Look at the picture, dude.
Do I count the contract in this or what? Just
no,
player?
It's ride or die.
I'm going to ride with Miles Wood. I mean, he's an energy guy, an effort guy. You wouldn't mind him on your 4th line. I bet you that, right?
How much would you pay him?
Well, not what he's making now. That's for fucking sure. But, he ain't that bad of a player, right? So I think he'd be a nice fit for us. I added this
for our first ever installment, Cody, because you remember back to our post-game days on the Spaces platform where Nick would bring up Miles Wood all the time. He's like, oh, yeah, and Miles Wood, by the way, that would be a good guy, good energy guy, right? So
yeah. Damn right.
Next up here.
Yeah, Nick does not know any of
these or die guys.
We do not have them here.
Oh, this is my guy.
Wyatt
Johnson. Yeah, because Kirby, for all the people who want to know if Kirby's guy, traded me Wyatt Johnston for Philip Hedl.
I did.
Did you get rid of
and
Wyatt Johnston?
Faulty medical papers, just like Cody does with the fantasy football.
I didn't know anything.
I didn't know he had these concussion histories and things like that. Of course, but who drafted him in the first place?
Who traded him away?
Well, I did trade him away.
Okay, so there we go.
Stars. I had too many Dallas.
So there we go. Too many Dallas stars. You can never have too many stars.
This guy to be your guy. You would love to have him on your team. You would always watch Dallas Star games because of Wyatt Johnson. I think our community started out being Jason Robertson guys too, and then we kind of soured on that a little bit.
I actually have the receipts in the DM with Wyatt Johnson and Kirby talking about his rookie year.
Okay,
so don't let Kirby fool you.
You were saying, okay, you're on.
Anyway, but next up on Nick's
rider
guy guys. I now I get the gist of it.
Okay.
I can
tell Nick about it.
I'm gonna add a guy, and that's gonna be funny in the future.
Are you gonna add a guy now or next time?
Oh, now. Well, I already have it pulled up.
Okay, so we've got a couple more at least.
But before we use that guy, bang, Nick. Ride or die, Mr. Anthony Stolarz.
And there's no in-between option?
Don't look at just this year. Look at the whole body of work.
There is no in-between. You're either riding or you're dying. Which one is it?
Yeah, I'm probably going to throw him off the cliff, guys. I hate to say it, but...
Okay, go on.
I'm just not a Stolarz guy. He's a fine 2, as our friend Matthew would say. Maybe even a 1B, but... definitely not to the extent of gonna ride with him. So he's going off the cliff, unfortunately, which is a shame because I don't hate Anthony Stolarz. So don't get
Would you like him as your starter, as a 1B, as your backup? Not at all.
Backup.
Okay, so it's kind of a hard decision there.
But anyway,
Okay, Cody, you're showing him yours. Don't show mine yet. Are you showing him yours?
Yeah, I'm gonna show him mine.
Okay, save
This-
the best for
This one's gonna be kind of funny.
I think I know who it is.
Who is it?
for Cody.
I'm gonna keep it in my head. Should I write it down?
Is it? All right, let's see.
Cody,
Nick,
frame a bit.
look, Nick's ride or die. Big Mike McCarthy.
You know what?
I thought this was just staying hockey.
You know what?
This is.
I'm gonna sit up for this one. Ready? It's not Mike McCarthy's fault. Jerry Jones is a moron.
It was your ride guy. That was your coach more than Paul Maurice was.
That. 3 straight 12-win seasons, and we got fucking Jerry Jones over here talking about an oil company, $100 billion. Jerry Jones, he could blow it out his ass, frankly, for all.
I wanted that in.
So that's a ride guy for
Nick.
Jerry Jones has wasted a lot of damn good rosters.
So 2 ride guys, 2 die guys so far.
All right.
Now we got the tiebreaker.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Now Nick's last.
Nick, before you put it up, Cody, hold on. Focus on the guy just in the middle of the photo, right, Cody? Just in the middle. Okay,
All
Nick?
right. Nick's ride or die guy. Is it this guy right here?
He's going off the cliff. I'm sorry. It's not. It's like this. Boom.
Did I wreck your weekend? This is Adam Sandler. They all dressed up. Look at Josh Mahura.
That they get Josh Mahura, I have no problem with them in Seattle. It's far enough away geographically. It's perfectly fine. I was not a Josh Mahura fan while he was here. Good luck in Seattle, Josh, but not on the Panthers. So
Cody, I'm going to add the point here. This might not be the only appearance of Josh Mahura on the Knicks ride or die. We might find other
how
opportunities.
the fuck are we gonna do that?
This might find other photos. He might
Photos. It's the same dude.
He might be wearing a different jersey. He might be
Okay,
having.
oh gosh, don't even fucking say that.
It could be
Don't
we
even
wake
say
up
that
one
shit.
day.
We'll show him in different uniforms. He's not bad in Seattle.
No, good for him. I think he's actually playing well in Seattle.
Or
But
we could wake up.
I'm
from
not a
tweet.
Seattle Kraken fan.
Wake up from a tweet from a guy named Freege HNIC
Stop.
saying,
Don't you dare.
Mahura to FLA.
Well, knowing his new abbreviations, it'll probably be FLOP.
Okay.
So
But now,
FLOPA.
anything else here, boys?
This was the night. I appreciate Cody doing that on the fly for our boy Caesar away this week.
Yes.
We won't be back next week. Well, I'm going to be doing a post-game show.
I'll be there
throughout the week. West Coast games, we're going to be on the YouTube channel. Join us late. Who's with me for the live stream for the LA Kings game? Cody, you said you are.
Yes.
I might be. I don't know yet.
Could have Banky slide in someone else.
I wish we could go another 10 minutes, but the World Series has just now hit the top of the ninth. One-run game.
Well, maybe we should stay on for it.
It'll be perfect.
You want to stay on air for it?
Oh, I've had a long night. I'm good.
All right, but hey,
I said no.
I was doing the post game earlier.
But anyways, we thank you for everyone for watching here tonight. Once again, check out the Anton Lindell JSA certified signed photo contest rules. Give 5 thumbs up on various Cats and Rats YouTube videos and DM the screenshots to and then DM at KJ_loops on X or the Cats_N_Rats_podcast on IEG to enter this contest. This is not the only contest we're going to be. This is not the last contest. It's only the beginning with the contest. But we
got tickets coming up very soon. Game tickets.
We thank you guys for joining us here tonight. For Kirby, Nick, and myself, we say thank you. And as always, let's go Cats.